Um, I just got my hair cut for the first time in 30 years.
What?
And I've been wanting to go to this guy for a while. He's like he will cut for photo shoots, so he's done very fancy people's hair. And he cut like 12 inches off.
What? How long was it? Where was it? Is your curl natural?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's here now. It was down to my butt. He's like, I think we should just, get it to a place where there's a lot, it's like chronicling all the years. Like each stage, like here's where I had this baby, and here's
Well, I have
like
I usually let my hair grow for about 4 years, and it's like a cycle. Like let it grow for about 4 years,
yeah.
and cut it off, and I let it grow, cut it off. So
I used to have it real short, like shorter than yours, but this is newer for me. I've only had long hair for 10 years.
well, it looks great. I love it. And you're lucky you have that natural curl. Mine's curly in the back and straight in front. It's really weird. My mom had super, super curly hair. So
Yeah.
to everybody, I hope you're here for Calendar Girl February. We're going to give you a sneak peek of the next ones.
So I got out my sneak peek too.
You did?
I'm so excited.
Well, yours are probably look fabulous and are done. Mine aren't done. I'm just gonna give a sneak peek of the stamps, and I did stamp them out, but they're not worked on.
They looked worked on when you showed me.
Well,
a little.
All right, I'm gonna turn this camera around. Before we do get started, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you all for being here. Remind you that this is recorded and it will be put on our YouTube channels, respectively, later today or tomorrow at the latest. And if you have any questions at all before we get started.
I can't see comments, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I have to turn the little chat view on. I don't think anybody's, why isn't it coming up? Show chat preview. It's not for some reason. I don't know why. I keep clicking on show chat preview, but it's not coming up. So I don't know why. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, nobody said anything so far. So Wendy said test. Thanks, it works. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera around.
I'm gonna turn mine around too, which will be more arduous, but hold on.
I can zoom in. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Okay. And then, oh, yours did. Oh, there you go. That looked good. Oh, it looked.
I can't seem to. Let's see.
I'm gonna put a spotlight on you.
Oh, nice double chin there, lady. I can't seem to find that handy button where you can flip it
on your phone. Are you on an iPhone? It's so you might not to get to that screen. It's that little setting screen where it has the little that little round arrow button. I think, I don't know.
Here are all my screens. I've got stop video, participants, chat, reactions, share.
Oh, and Zoom. Okay.
On Zoom.
No, I mean, is that where you're looking at those buttons?
Yeah, I'm looking, and then more meetings.
Okay, Megan, when you got a thing at the top, press onto the actual screen and it should come on your left-hand side. Where you are, just don't press on the top part, because the top part, but the other part should come down where you can do gallery. It's near the gallery settings.
Where it says view?
No, I don't have anything that says view.
Okay.
Can you click on your screen that you can see yourself?
Yeah.
And
then everything just went away. So I clicked on my screen and everything went away. Now it's back. I've got a Zoom tab on the top. And then on the bottom, it says mute, stop video, participants, chat, reaction, share, whiteboard.
There should be another thing that comes down the other side. I'm just seeing if I can find out where it is.
Yeah, well, I'm on a computer. I'm not on a phone. So mine has a little thing that says view and you can click it, but
is it on meeting settings? Because I clicked that.
I don't know, but you have like for a minute for a minute you did have it going the right way, but then it went away. So I don't know. It's okay.
It was available.
Oh, and now
The circle.
You got your bone? Come on. Come on.
Show self view. Come on, baby.
I'll just ask everybody.
Oh, it's a camera. It's a camera on the top.
Yay! You did it!
A camera button on my phone.
Okay. Here, hold on. I gotta. Oh, why did it take off? Oh, wait, no. I'm fixing the view now again. Sorry about that.
Okay. It was a camera button.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. Looks amazing.
It's different. I don't know why it's different on everybody's phones. Okay.
That looks so good.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I thought what I would do, so this is my spread for today in this book. And so I thought in the live class one, I was going to do your person in the next view.
Ooh.
But I haven't even gotten to, I was scrambling this morning.
Yeah, I didn't tell everybody that Megan almost wasn't going to be with us. She's feeling quite horrible. So thank you for still coming and trying to overcome.
Yeah, we had the stomach bug last night.
Ugh.
I haven't had that in a long time.
Well, you said your whole family had it, right?
The boys had it on Wednesday. And it seemed very fast moving. Like I was only really sick for about 4 or 5 hours last night. And then I just couldn't sleep. But I guess Dad said he was sick for like 8 hours, but it's kind of fast. The whole school has it. Literally half the school is there. We got an email about it. So it's kind of funny.
Not that funny.
No,
not real
so
funny.
I can only see what I'm working on.
Oh, let me let's see. I'm not working on anything right now. I was just watching you, but I can put.
Oh, okay.
I can put. Can you see me now?
Yeah, that's good. So
Next
that way, oh, how pretty is the blues with the tree?
Oh yes, I think I can't remember when I did that. I thought I did part of it in the last session, but I don't remember. I have to be honest.
I love it.
I love your that background paper. Oof, that is
with the maps.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. I got inspired by your pocket today. So I made a little heart pocket since it's February and I could put like little florals in there.
Oh gosh. Okay, wait till you see the pocket I'm going to show you today. You're going to love it so much.
Is it the one you just showed me?
No, it's a different one.
Oh, okay. So cute. So did you finish a spread?
Well, sort of. I got it ready. I got a lot of stuff more like I just been working on everything a little and getting some things sort of done, but I have some fun things to show. It's not going to be, it won't be an actual spread, but sort of.
So I'm just going to make a heart.
Oh, you need the heart art foamy.
I think I have some. I think you sent me some. You can work too.
Oh, I'm having so much fun watching you. Okay. Well, I'll just start.
Work too.
I am going to show, I think I had shared my this is a greeting card journal. Okay. And I'm going to do one little page each day, or, each time here, just a quickie. So, I'm going to start my February page, and I'm going to show everybody just how easy this is. If you want enough for one page per month, all you need is 3 greeting cards. Okay. So 3 greeting cards. And then I just, these are pretty decent, like watercolor, 140-pound watercolor pre-scored greeting cards. And then, I'm using my little pamphlet stapler, but of course you can use, I think possibly, I don't know, a regular stapler might work in this. I'm not honestly sure if it would be long enough. So I would recommend something like this, pamphlet stapler or a long arm stapler. And then you're just gonna staple it a couple times. This is just, you can also do a little stitch if you'd rather just poke a couple holes and do a little stitch journal. You can do that. But I really, this is kind of fun to do if you have like old greeting cards from other, like, oh, I just messed that one up. But, like take greeting cards from other people, especially if they're like the store-bought ones, and then use those as your base, to put together to make a little card journal. And then it's a nice way to recycle, but you can also, collage or add stickers and stuff like that. So here I just have my little, again, 3 cards, because that makes a page for each month. Okay. And then I just took Megan's stencil. Remember, this is only 5x7 cards, so it's going to be a little shorter, because the journal, or the shape that or what am I trying to say? The size that we've been doing in general is like the 5x8 approximately. So these are only 5x7, so it's going to be a little short, but that's okay. That's why I have my girls, and that's the thing I love about these figures and stuff, is they are so versatile. You can cut them and just make them into little busts. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this journal. Anyway, I just traced Megan's stencil right on there so I could have the same shape. And I went over to my chopper and I just chopped those off into the little pointed pitched roof shape. And then, of course, for this one, I used her stencil on the front, using a little bit of pan pastels. And then I had just a piece, basically, or the head with one of the body, or part of the bodies. And I'm going to put her in here and do color. I'm going to actually use my journal home stamp a little bit in the background. And I think I'm just going to pull out some of Jane's layer cakes. This is like my favorite little wheel.
You guys might be able to hear my little guys. They're super loud.
I can't hear anything.
So, yeah. I'm just making a heart pocket with washi. And I want to draw this heart back out. I put the washi on the side to adhere it. So I'm literally going to kind of pull this marker over my washi tape, and I'm just going to go around the heart so it draws it out more, because it's very busy, this little design, so it kind of pulls it all together like that. And then I have some botanicals that I made. I always have these little watercolor botanicals on hand. And someone made me these two. She was so sweet. She sent me these really cute. Sometimes people, like customers or different people, will send me things. And she sent me these gorgeous clips that are paper clips that are hand shaped. And then she sent some cute little botanicals. So I'm going to put them in my little heart pocket here. So they're sticking out. It just looks so cute.
That is so, so cute.
It's always such a surprise when people send things. I love it.
I'm a sucker for a pocket.
Yeah, me too. And then I'm going to do a scalloped border. And I have this beautiful paper I almost don't want to use that, again, came with a journal I bought from another artist. And she is a paper, like she's known for dyeing paper. And so it was wrapped in this gorgeous paper. Like it's like maps and things like that. So I'm going to add that there. And I'm going to add some scallops. And I'm basically just recreating the same spread from this page to this page, so that if people want to follow along, they can see how I did it.
I can't find my spray bottle. I have literally no idea where my spray bottle went. Weird.
So do you think everyone is going to be as excited as we are about the next step?
I hope so. Who wants to see?
Who wants to see, you guys? They are my favorite set, you guys. Yes, they are so cute.
All right.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'll pull them out in a minute. I know. I'm so excited too. We were talking.
It's kind of like a no-brainer, really, KP. Do you want to see the new stamps?
I know.
Oh my God! Let me think about it.
But I have to ask.
They are so fabulous.
I don't want to be presumptuous.
Yeah, they are so fabulous.
We really do like them, and I do want you all to, and I just made a mess of this. I literally just am going to paint the whole dang thing and overstamp it again.
Oh, my neighbor. I don't know if you can hear that too. My neighbor likes to fix cars, which has been very handy. He's actually helped us with our really old pickup truck that we have for hauling stuff. But anyway, it's always something. The horns are always going off over there.
I live on a main street across from a convenience store. So you can imagine last night, oh my Lord, at like, I don't know what time it was. I want to say it was like probably 1 a.m. Somebody, and we live in a really small town, like 3,000 people. We don't even have a stoplight. There's no convenience stores open. The convenience store that's near me closes at 10, but oh my God. Somebody was driving and they weren't going. I mean, they were out there for a while. I don't know what they were doing, but they had their music so loud. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, I was, what is happening?
Friday night.
I was getting so angry.
Yeah.
I have to go grab a stamp, buddy. I'll be right back.
So I still can't see comments. So I don't know. At least I've got the landscape view. So I feel like that's a plus compared to last month.
Do you have a more button?
Not in this view.
Because if you did, I know for me it doesn't say comments, it says chat. So
I see chat. I do see chat.
Well,
try chat.
So there's there's only a couple comments. Wendy said test. Jen said Liz Constable paper. I think.
Yeah, Liz Constable, yeah.
Yeah, and then Brianna said me when we were, I think, in regard to if they want to see the new set.
The chat button takes away my screen, and then I can see like the full chat. I'll get it figured out one of these days.
If you all saw this, I messed mine up completely, so I'm gonna stamp over it.
I'm already done with my one page.
Oh, it's so cute.
I did make the hand. Maybe I'll stamp my hand. I've got the new stamps.
Yeah, the rubber moon stamps are beautiful.
Kay recommended I get in touch with them. And so I have all these new stamps and I am obsessed.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Super fun.
I'm excited for our next set of girls because I have a bunch of rubber moon stamps that'll go so well with them.
Yeah, I like, well, the crane is the rubber moon. It's another one of the stamps. And I want to put the crane on everything. I just love him.
A little bit better, although now my February is hidden.
Well, do it on blue. I just went upstairs. My boys are now in their room, which is nice because now all I can hear is it's like paper thin floors. But we have been invaded by these. They look like ladybugs, but they're not. They're like Asian, some kind of Asian beetle. They're bad for the environment. And this area, the whole town has been
it got kind of quiet.
Invaded.
I don't know.
So I just pulled their curtains open.
He's a Republican, but I don't think he's.
And I think he voted for Trump the first time, but maybe he.
I think someone needs to mute themselves now.
Please mute.
Yeah, so I just went up there to open their curtains, and there were like 60 ladybugs crawling out of the window. It's like, ah!
Oh God.
We just vacuumed them up. It's awful.
I am looking for my February stamp, which of course I just had it.
I don't know. I feel like that's so busy. Maybe I'll do something like that. I'm gonna do it a little different.
All right.
Goodness me.
Really want my February stamp. Where did it go?
I know where mine is, but that doesn't help you.
Can you hand it over? I just had them all right here. And I even thought I was keeping it separate.
I didn't really have room to do the February stamp. I gotta figure that out and see if I can squeeze it in somewhere. Uh-oh. Someone's listening at the door. Okay. It's busy, but it's something.
I'm gonna just use my marker over the top. Forget it. I'm so frustrated right now because it should be right here.
I'm gonna add some dots. I love adding dots to things. Just when I need an extra little something, I just add dots. All right. Now, okay, I'm gonna work on this spread. Let's see if I have any greens that go. I could do a butterfly too.
Well, there's my February. It stands out okay. When I find my February stamp, I'll try to overstamp it, but whatever. I'm going to go ahead and pop her right on here too. This is just my little, so on my January one, I did use Megan's girl and Megan's upper body. So I'm going to use mine here.
Hello, ma'am.
Ooh, look at your little box full of doodads.
Doodads. It is my paper doll box
Ooh.
that has the people. This is so red. I'm trying to find somebody who will match her nicely. I do love this pink one. Good Lord, those children.
I can't hear them. Are you hearing them? Are they loud?
No, yeah. I mean, you guys can't hear them.
No. But what I started to say is I always think people can hear on my, you know, like if it's loud on my street. Sometimes you can hear the street noise, but not that often.
Yeah. I just can't decide. I think, I don't know. I don't know if I should do a crane or a butterfly. I love the crane. I love the crane. I'm just going to do the crane.
You know, you were just going to do it anyway. So.
Yes. It's true.
All right. I'm going to paint mine in real quick. Cause I don't want to just leave her naked. So I'll do a little wash on her and then I'll pull out the next stamp so y'all can see.
I know. Tell me when you're going to. We'll do it together.
I will. Okay.
I've got mine. I'm so
you have them at the ready.
obsessed.
Okay. I know I'm excited. I really am. And so, what I started to say earlier, sorry for interrupting myself, is that we have been really debating too, on when to release them. I do realize that, you know, it's like, so the January, February, March is one set and we'll come on here each month and show something. And then the next set is April, May, June. But I think we just have so many different things going on and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to steal anyone's thunder by like releasing them, anybody else, you know, when somebody else might be up. I also want to make sure. So one of the things I know we released these in December for our first January shindig. But a lot of people still didn't have, and you know, we told everybody, you know, the shipping times and stuff. So I realized not everybody would have them, but you know, if people want them, I would like for them to have them. So I would rather release early than late. Do you all feel the same? Do you all agree as customers? And yeah, so I think we are going, well, when I show you all, you can just let me know. I think we're going to release them next Friday is the plan. Okay. But you're getting a sneak peeky today.
Yeah. Somebody had just asked me a question. I got half of it.
Okay.
And then
sorry.
Megan.
Yes. Are your, so Heather says, I just got your new rubber stamps from Rubber Moon, Megan. Yay.
Is that Heather Bailey?
Yes. Heather Bailey. And
yes.
Nancy says, Megan, are your dolls on regular copy paper or watercolor paper?
I almost always do them on watercolor paper, which is a love and hate kind of thing. I do it on the watercolor paper because I tend to use watercolors to color them. I don't enjoy using paint or anything else. So I will stamp them on the watercolor paper. The drawback is, you know, then when you go to glue watercolor items, it's takes a little bit more patience because watercolor paper is so thick, right? So, you know.
Okay, I have a solution for you, Megan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go to, I don't very often recommend the cheaper watercolor paper, but it's pretty good. Michael's has a watercolor, and I'll see if I can find the pad in a minute. So it's a watercolor paper, but it's not thick. So it's perfect for doing those cutout things because it doesn't have the weight as much.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the pad to show you.
I will say this paper is actually, it's super pricey. This one is not as thick as the one that I normally use, which I get That's beautiful, Wendy. I saw that, I think.
Wait, I want to see where are you? I can't. Oh, wait, no, I guess.
It is, this one is working better than the one that I have been working with. This one is Fabriano. Fabriano, is it cold or hot?
So the Fabriano 90-pound hot press is probably
Okay, let's see if I can get this to show.
That's what I usually use because then I can still collage.
Okay. Now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have the 90. This says 140, but that's what my other one is. It feels so much thinner.
If you get 90-pound, you'll be able to collage with it really pretty nicely.
I'll have to.
Yeah,
I'll definitely have to look that up.
Normally what I use. I'll show it to you. I think I have some right here. Let's see.
I mean, I get it to work anyway. Most of the time I get it to work. But it just takes some coaxing, you know what I mean? Okay, I have to
stop it. Excuse me, Barley's having a fit and I'm trying to figure out. Stop it. Be quiet.
One that was more peachy. That one might be.
Okay, Megan, this is the stuff. I had to take the background off because it won't let me show it yet.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
It's not great. I mean, it's not great, but it is great for doing cutouts because
yes. Is that creativity? Is that the brain creativity? Yeah. All right. I'll definitely have to check that out too. I've also discovered, here is a trick that I've been doing that actually has been working very well too. So here's my shape. So what I do is I give it a quick spritz with water. And that actually helps it. It makes it a little bit more malleable or malleable. And, you know, you just have to use caution if you don't want to get wetness on the other side. But just by giving it a quick spritz, it makes it a little bit easier to go stick down. There we go. I've got my moon. I decided I wanted a border to my moon to kind of pull it all together. Oh my gosh, all three of my men are whistling. So cute. They're whistling that Christmas song, Carol of the Bells. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, Nancy Johnson says Five Below has the great watercolor paper, and Megan's the one who turned us on to that little sort of.
I still use that quite a bit.
Yeah, me too, but it's very thick. So
it's so thick. It's
really
great for like if you want to make a book that is more just a few pages and you're doing you need like a thicker background kind of page. It's really great for that. I use it for a lot of like my smaller journals.
It's great for Rolodexes too because it's nice and firm.
Yeah, something like that. It's it's got a bit of a texture.
February page. Well, I might do some little pan pastel still. And again, I have to find my February stamp. But I think this will be really cute to do a little page each month. Sometimes, I'm not going to necessarily do it here on camera, but sometimes I might have it pre-done. But this is the before we move on and I show you that because Megan's still working on hers. Love that. I like how your stuff's, you're going to trim it, but it does look cute popping up over the top too.
It does. It does.
So a couple other little quick techniques, because you all know I've been sharing, I showed this last night on Our Foamy Fun, working with the Duralar. Okay. Duralar is the sort of clear transparency. They have different ones, different weights. This one is the wet media film. So it is a polyester film that accepts water-based mediums. You can stamp on it, you can stencil on it, you can paint on it, you can use your watercolors, your inks, your acrylics. So I love this stuff. I've been really using it with my girls. I think I have one here that I started, and I didn't actually show you this. This was all the pages that I've been doing and collecting over the past couple months, using both Megan's stencil and my art foamies, and just, getting those shapes, that house shape. Here I used a lot of our motifs from the January, February, March set. And then I did, as you recall, this is one of the ones I shared last month, with the making little pockets here.
So cute.
And then here's sort of like what Megan just did with her heart. We did this a while ago called Strip Club, using strips of washi and different handmade papers. And then a bunch of the houses you recall, I think I did it for Art Foamy Fun one week, using a bunch of the imprint pads and that same Megan house shape. So here's the one I was coming to, and it's not again finished, but this is sort of like what I showed last time, using again the Duralar to make little overlays. Okay. And then last night, let me stick these both back in here. I'll finish showing you these pages. They're not all the way finished. These are something I'll be working on over time and sharing with you, here throughout the months. Some are still blank. I'm going to finish them off while they're in the book. And I have like a sort of an office binding machine, and I just bound the pages with a wire binder. But if you have like a cinch or a Zutter or what, I don't even know all the different binding machines, but like a comb binder, you can definitely use that if you want to. Megan, I love that.
I need one of those. Then I can make journals like that to sell. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm absolutely fuming with myself. I ended up tripping mine out only about 3 weeks ago, because I'm doing the cleanups and the move. And I said to Paul, what do I want to do with it? And he just said, put it in the trash. I can't believe I did it.
What? You threw it in the trash? You threw it?
I just threw it in the trash.
What? Ha! I've done stuff like that though. Don't worry. It's okay. Sorry. I feel for you. I'll say a little prayer.
Because you're going to tell me that I need it now. And of course, that's stop telling me that I could have used it.
I'm so sorry. Well, bring your stuff and we'll bind it here. Okay. Bring it with you.
Yeah.
All right. So that's my book. So I think many of you know, well, I have quite a few. Okay. I have a bunch of different little things going. I think I've shared with you little pamphlets, and I did make this little accordion book that I'm not finished with too. So I have a lot of things in the works as usual, but this is something really fun. I think you'll enjoy. So I went ahead, I cut myself a template. Okay. I did use Megan's house stencil, and I bought an extra one because I wanted one whole one, to keep all the pieces like so. And then I got another one so I could cut it out and just have it to make this shape. So
did I send you washi?
No,
I can't remember.
No, you said you were, but
I didn't. Okay.
You didn't.
I definitely need to send you washi. I was gonna send you a couple more stencils.
Send me anything you want.
Yeah.
So I used her house and I just traced it on a piece of firm, watercolor paper. And I went ahead and I left myself a little bit of length. Okay. I'm going to do that again, only I want a little bit longer. Okay. So so these are great. You can make yourself some of these. and keep keep them on hand to use again and again. All right. You can cut them out of like Yupo or Duralar or something like that if you even want them to be more stencil like. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. And again, this is just paper that I had down there, got a little dirty. That's okay. I am going to trace it. Diana says, Megan, what paper is your house book made from? So
I used a I wanted to get these done quickly. So what I did is I used Tim Holtz has this cardstock paper called backgrounds or backdrops or something like that. And they're like, I don't even know, like 6x8 or something. And so the size was perfect so that I could just get something that was not a blank page, because having a blank page is very intimidating. So, and then occasionally what I'll do, like here, it was too like matchy. I wanted to break it up. So like I will sometimes go ahead and kind of paint over it a little bit. I did that here in this book. I painted over it. This one was fine, but today I think you saw I was using some paint and I painted over some of it. So some of the map texture is there, but it was going to be too muted. So I wanted the contrast between the two pages.
Oh, I love the way it turned out. Show your other one again, side by side.
So I have this one.
Good.
And then
love your colorways. So nice.
And I love doodling on the stamps, the art foamies. Like once I stamp them out, I mean, they're great on their own for sure, but I do love to go through and add more doodles. And really kind of jazz it up.
Yes, me too. Well, I love making them, that's one thing I really love about the sizes, especially of art foam, is you really can get in there and,
It's
change them
just
up and make them
really,
your own.
yes. Especially because they can be exchanged with each other, which is so fun. You know what I mean?
Yes,
You
I
can.
love it too. Well, and remember, you can also, with the motifs, each one has, we have the two heads, the two bodies, and two motifs. So you really have a lot of mix and match options. And once you get the other girls, remember, you're going to be able to cut their bodies kind of in half and mix and match the bodies that way too. So it's really going to be great. All right. So I hope you have the chance, Megan, you're going to love this. So I'm so excited to show this to you. So I made myself the same template, only with a longer bottom. Okay, so this bottom is about 4 inches. So now I'm just going to get my cutting mat, and you can do this a variety of ways. Like I could actually take Megan's stencil again, stencil that right on here. I want to get it kind of lined up. So let's see. Well, so this is a good argument for cutting the stencil out so that you could place it.
Yeah, I've cut mine out too.
More easily.
I do that with my larger stencils.
I don't know. I don't know where my other one that is cut apart is right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball this. It might not be as nice as I would hope for, but that's okay. So keep in mind, if you don't want to use the stencil, you can just cut yourself a little rectangle or square or circle or oval or whatever. Use my craft knife or my X-Acto.
That would look cute too if you sewed it, you know, like sew the edges,
Yeah, so cute.
right?
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to do a very good job on the scallop, just so you know. It's kind of
I think I might try that. That
tricky.
could be a fun reel.
Do it.
Oh my gosh, I've been so bad with my Instagram this week. I feel like each day I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this, this, and this done, and then stomach bugs. Kids come home because they thought they could watch video games all day the next day, stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't. I have so much to do right now. I've got, yeah. So
Don't talk to
needless
me
to
about. I mean, half the time I don't even. I'm the worst. I mean, I won't post on Instagram for like 4 days or wherever. I haven't been feeling
I'm trying to do
social media-ish.
I'm trying to do everything more. Oh shoot, forgot about the wet glitter. Um, you know, I'm horrible about Facebook, and I need
Some water
to-
would be nice, yeah.
So I shouldn't have tried to be so fancy, but it's okay. Like I didn't do a very good cutting out job. And my I'm gonna take that away. Just forget it and pretend that I just did a rectangle, because my blade isn't very sharp for one thing, which is dumb.
I love adding glitter. It just adds that extra bling. Like when I look at the week before and all the glitter, or the month before, it's just so fun.
You're so funny. I would love to add glitter to my stuff, but then I know I would just have it everywhere and make a huge mess. I'm too impatient for glitter.
Well, it does have some drying time, you know, but this is the stickles, so it's almost like using a pen. You know what I mean?
I like
different.
those.
Yeah, they're fun.
They are, and they're easy and not messy, really.
You know what else?
No, they really
like?
they aren't. The only thing is you have to pay attention.
Yeah,
Like, don't put your hand on there, which I do all the time.
me too.
Yeah. We just did a fun class in January where in fodder school where I had the students make like oracle cards or affirmation cards. And so I put glitter on all of them because I just thought it jazzed it up.
I'm still working on that. I'm a little behind, but I'm having fun with that lesson, Megan.
It's so fun. And Wendy, it's funny, I did a little thing last year as a freebie for my newsletter subscribers. It was just like 20 minutes.
I saw
And
it.
Wendy contacted me. She's like, that needs to be a class. I was like, really? What am I don't know. And she was right. I was like,
That was so
Thank
fun.
you.
It's so fun doing that. When I start, I can't stop.
yeah, it's quite addictive.
The ultimate JB experience.
Ugh, the glitter just makes it so much better.
Sign up at fox9.com/JB.
I'm just gonna use this. I don't know why, but I just want to try it, even though it's all crusty with paint. Only because I want to put something on this. I don't even know if I'm doing the right thing or not, but that's okay.
There's more than 1,000 shower tubs and showers to add luxury and style to your life. Get this hand-informed.
Somebody want to mute?
Yeah, somebody's show is on for the whole class.
All right. Again, don't have any clue how this is even going to look, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I can't imagine what these are going to look like at the end of the year to like page through them. You know, like I'm just going to have such fond memories. Like we're only 2 months in, but just imagine how spectacular these are going to be at the end of the year.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you want to do the peak?
Yes, here I'm moving. I'm sorry.
I'm dying.
I know.
Ooh,
I gotta finish putting this
Okay.
together. Hold on, let me blow dry this and show the finished product. I had to at least get something on there, you know, I couldn't just have it white, so. All right, so what I'm gonna do, so let me cut that little hole, right? And I'm gonna take my little score tape. My little, what is it, 1/8 inch score tape, and I have a little piece of duralar. And of course, I would go all the way around all 4 edges, but I'm not, just because I want to save time. So here's my little duralar. And remember, you can stamp on this too. So if you wanted to stamp, you know, whatever, little sentiment, or you could even use the same stamp and stamp the windows. Taped it right in there. Go ahead and
I'm just cleaning. I don't know if that's really noisy. Okay.
ta-da. And then where's my little girl? Where did I put all my stuff now? I gotta get my little girl. And it's still kind of wet. Let me dry this up. And you just have the cutest little pocket, and you can.
I love it.
So cute, right? And then, so this was
So
like
cute.
a takeoff on, I don't know if you had a chance to see, we made these big pockets. These are my fodder pockets, I guess, because, and you've seen me sort of do them, but I did them just with giant watercolor paper, and then we got the little clear pocket where you can keep all your small stuff in there.
Love it.
Super fun.
Super fun.
All right. So, okay. Who's ready? Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Megan?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Is everybody ready? Or do we have your rapt attention? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Ginger. New house imprint art for me. No, Nancy, that's an old one. Or not old, but you know. Okay, so here's mine. I don't know if you can see very well. I'm gonna go ahead and put the stamp out, the art foamy out first. This is my motif. And again, this is April, May, June. And there's the body, and I know you can't see very well yet. It's part of my process here. All right, it's just a mess on my table. I'm trying to make it a little more less messy. Okay, here's Megan's and her motif, mine and my motif. And then I actually do have them stamped out and ready to show you.
Yes.
I do. I even showed Megan, so she knows it's true. Here they are, buried
I've
in
got-
my file again. Yay, there they are. Hold them up a little bit more.
Here are
Oh,
mine.
they're so cool.
Yeah, there are.
So
Our Klimpty girls.
yeah, we're calling them Klimpty girls.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
They're all like inspired by Gustav Klimt. So I've only done these 2. I worked on a couple more last night, but these are just, and there's so much opportunity to get into the nooks and crannies of them and just add your own little doodles and colors. You know, of course, I went wild with the glitter this time and metallic pens because you know, that's so Gustav Klimt, like just super, super. And Kay's got this cool tree. I love them. They're just so, so amazing. So fun.
So a couple things. I don't know if any of you have a foil quill pen. Oh my gosh, if you have a foil quill pen, definitely pull that out. You're gonna want to play with your foil quill with this would be great. Just the same how Megan showed with like gold or paint metallic markers or like the faux gold leafing will be amazing. I do want to call your attention. Megan has a little bit different of the head that she used on hers. This was the original prototype.
That's true.
Yeah. So we went ahead during Megan, do you have the new one yet or no?
I do. Actually,
good.
I can show you.
No, I just wanted to make sure it's no big deal. I just want people to know.
I mean, I have the sheets. Should I share those or no?
You can if you want. It's up to you. I don't care.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to share that. But so I have, this is what it looks like plain, right? So there's lots of space to doodle on there.
Yeah.
Right. So I doodled with
yeah. So
gold
the
pen.
original prototype, I had created her sort of motif in her hair. And then after I was like, you know what? I don't want that. I want it to be solid so that you can do your own doodling, your own stamp, stenciling, whatever. And I love it so much. I love it better. And we also made it a little bit larger. For some reason, their faces were a little bit tiny. I mean, not that nobody's going to notice that on camera like this, but anyway.
God.
So, one thing I do love to do in this and with all the girls is just get some nicer paper or a little heavier paper, stamp the heads, and then you can even use the body to sort of trace just to make sure you have enough, and that way you can do things like use other stamps, use other stencils, use your washi tapes, use just abstract paint, use collage paper, all that kind of stuff without, just pre-stamping. You can then stamp their bodies separately and then collage on, or if you're just going to go ahead and, use the stamp in its entirety, you can then still go ahead and do that. But this is how I like to get a whole bunch going, and even
So
a little bit longer too, in case you want to do something, where you leave that body a little bit longer. Because I think this would make a really fun, maybe even like journaling, the underneath paper could be a journal spot and you have a little overlay for the top, something like that. So that's why I start them this way many times.
Yeah, I actually journaled in the bow. I call them bows, but I wrote in there because there's enough space to do some writing in the bubble.
Love that. Yeah.
Do you guys love these though? They're so cute.
Yes. So excited. I was so excited.
They're so cute. You're gonna love them.
And I haven't yet, look, I haven't even done like the mix and match yet, like where I stamp my.
I haven't either.
I'm gonna do it right now for everybody.
No, I did. I did do the mix and match.
So
well, for this one, I gave her long hair too, and then I put it on my body. And I gave her a little credit.
Oh, I love that. I love
that.
I'm gonna take my watercolor stick. This is the Daniel Smith Quinacridone Gold watercolor stick. Color that up, and then I'm going to do a little of the graphite stick over the top. I love this kind of effect. It gives it sort of an earthy effect, but also, I don't know, just gives you that nice, rich.
I want to share too that I can't believe he's got a saw out. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm on a Zoom and he's got the saw out. Anyway, so one thing I always do with the motif stamps is I will take them and immediately make collage paper. right? Because then you'll have some papers to have on hand to use with your dolls or as backgrounds or just to have in your stash. So I love doing that. Like, look how beautiful.
So fast too.
Yeah. So I love doing that.
But no, did I hear you say a few minutes ago or a little while ago that you don't like to use paint with your stamps?
No, I do. I do use paint with my stamps, especially our foamies. But I don't like to use paint to color them in necessarily.
Oh, right.
I use watercolor paint, and I might even use the I might even use the, you went away.
Who, me?
Oh, no, you're back.
Oh.
Okay. But yeah, I don't like to use paint as much to color things in.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I did a few using acrylic. Like, I think it's such a different look when, watercolor, this is watercolor and graphite. It's like more graphic and like more, I don't know, I guess the opacity and sort of the flat, well, this happens to be a flat paint, but I don't know about it. And so I did a few with that. Let's see, I think I did 3. And like these are acrylic paint. And it gives a really different look and a different feel too when you're touching everything.
Yeah, I do like acrylics with the art foamies for sure, especially because what's nice if you have a color like pink and you want to do a white over it, you can use acrylic paint. I will use it on, I use it with stamps too, but
not as much. I get it. I
not as often.
Always do it like last because it ends up making such a mess, and I need to clean it, right? Because I don't want to let it dry on my I don't want acrylic paint drying on any of my stuff. Like, I don't want acrylic paint drying even on my stencils. I know a lot of people do, but it does clog up the, and you can see here
So look at these wash papers, just putting the stamps on there already.
So fast too. I just used your motif here in her body instead of.
I love that.
So that, can you see when you use the watercolor and the graphite, you get sort of like this, dark, you get a shaded mixture, and it's a little grungy, but it's kind of nice. And the great thing about it, then you can just take your wet brush. Okay.
So here's a question, because I don't use that. I don't have that yet. Is it steadfast? Like, if you stamp in the graphite and let it dry, is it steadfast, or will it oh shoot, I don't want to do that.
So it's just like watercolor. No. So most of the time the graphite will dry more permanent. No, it'll dry more permanent, but you depending on also how thick, do you know what I mean? Or I know it's not thick, how saturated your graphite is. It can reactivate. Same with like the Derwent sticks. It's gonna just be like just think of it like a watercolor, really.
Yeah, just something, because I usually get my stamps pretty, like when I do the images, I'll really load them up with watercolors.
Yeah. Well, I do use that graphite a lot. I do think you would love it because it mixes so nice with watercolor too. And
I will do, like, I've done scribble sticks and that kind of stuff, which I think is maybe similar.
Yeah, definitely. So you can see here, I just have barely a little bit of water. I'm not dipping into any paint or anything like that. And I'm able to activate, some of the base layer of what I stamped and just move that enough to make these nice little washes on her face. And then of course, I can go in over the top with other colors or like the gold, foiling or gold paint or whatever. So definitely some of your golden fluid, metallics would be beautiful. These are going to really, for those of you who love bling, you're going to, love working on these because they really do lend themselves to all the metallics and, all that Klimpty goodness. Tracy said, Megan, where did the swan come from? So that is her new rubber moon stamp, Tracy.
No, well, this
right?
one is actually, no, this one
that
is,
swan. I'm so sorry. Swan.
that is the stencil. So
Okay.
I have a stencil
Beautiful.
set called either Warm Days or Summer Days, and it has all kinds of birds. And then the crane is from my stamp set.
But we need a swan art foamy.
What?
We need a swan art foamy.
I know. I'm such a bird nerd. Like I love birds. So I couldn't help but inquire. I'm trying to think. My new stencils are coming out shortly. I'm trying to think if I have birds. They're really different too. I have a lot of animals, but they're not like regular animals. What? No, I think, yeah. I don't think I have birds this time around. Well, I have one, but it's different.
When are they coming out?
I don't know yet. It's all dependent upon my distributor and when they get it done. It's been a little dicey because
on your new
they just changed, like a whole bunch of people either left or like they're just changing things around. And so it was just a little, my designer's still there. My AutoCAD person is still there. But anyway, it's just like, I don't know what the turnaround is anymore. I just get them when I get them.
And then you just say, okay, well, we'll have a
yeah, I mean, it's been okay. It's a transition, I guess.
It happens.
They kind of downsized the department. So
yeah, well, everything is just FUBAR right now, so it's okay.
Yeah. I miss some of my people, but whatever.
So cute. Oh my God, I love her. I haven't tried her, your girl with this dress, but look how cute she is.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I forgot to switch them. I did them the same again, but that's fine. Because I'm going to be making like 20 million of these. Now, can I share this on social media yet?
Well, you can, but just you might want to say they're going to launch next Friday. And to get
next Friday. Okay. Yeah. Next Friday. I'll get people excited.
I mean, like this coming for like a week.
Friday.
Yeah, this coming Friday.
Yeah. Friday. Yeah. Gotcha.
So that way people can be ready.
So you can see I'm just like going directly over everything with my watercolors because that's just how I roll. So that's why I was asking, like, how what are the reactivation tendencies of the sticks? Because I'm pretty rough too. Then I'll mix the colors.
No, you would love them. If you love watercolor, you're gonna love these. I mean, it's not really different than working with watercolor. So I think you'll love it.
I think they give a moodiness.
Yeah.
Where's the thing I just made with the pocket? I don't know where I put. Oh, here it is. Put her in here.
Should we tell them what else we're working on or not quite?
Yeah, go ahead. So spill the beans.
Kay came up with this idea of creating sticker sheets for each, like, I guess we'll each do a sticker sheet per the quarter, like I did a little late.
So it'll be running a little bit, I guess, behind since
well, kind of. I mean, we could release the two together or something. We could do it that way.
Well,
you know,
I mean, just saying we're behind because we already did the first ones, but I mean, it's fine.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah. So those are,
In the works.
and they have to do with the, I don't know if you guys can hear the saw. I don't know why he thought it would be a good idea. So, but they're, to go with the sets, we're creating more paper dolls, with the stamps. So I had so much fun. At first I was a little frustrated because that was new for me. And then I just got so into it yesterday. I was like, oh my God, I love these.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. They're going to be tiny, small, like tiny.
Yeah.
Versions, but I don't know how many people saw the little, when we did a paper doll swap in our group. Usually I try to do a little sticker to go with it, and that's kind of what gave me the idea. So I did this little sticker. So there'll be something.
So cute.
Yeah, super fun. And this one says Mooney paper doll swap October 23.
Cute.
I think I just want to take those motifs and do the back real fast. So anybody else, let's just ask if all of you are working on your, I know some of you have shared pictures, which we love. Please make sure that you do share, the things that you're working on. And, I mean, I know that hashtags don't really matter as much anymore, but you can just so it kind of, I don't know. Does it still keep it in a grouping sort of? I don't know. I don't know anything about the hashtag deal, but yeah, we love to see what you're working on. So if you would love to share on the Art Foamies page, or just on your page and tag us, we love and appreciate that.
I'm going to use some paint on my Art Foamy here. And I'm gonna do it on her hair. Not to ruin anything. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna put it in my water.
That was a good idea.
Right? And then when I cut her out, obviously it'll just be the motif.
So cute.
Yeah. So let's see. So when we do our next live, because it's getting close to that time for me to go.
Yep.
When we do our next live, we still have one more month with the other set, the first set. And then
yes, that is true.
Okay.
However, I think since we are going to start, since we showed them already and we released them, maybe we could go ahead and start mashing up.
Yeah, that could be fun. Like we could combine the two seasons.
Yeah. Don't you think? So, because people will, if they're already going to start ordering next week, some people probably will already be.
I haven't even tried that yet. Stamping and doing mixing and matching on the first set. See how that came out with the.
Ooh, I love it. It was such a good idea.
Yeah. Came out cool.
So I know Megan has to get going, and thank you again, Megan.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you're feeling better and your family is, but
I am.
If anybody has any questions before, yeah, Jen, that would be great. Calendar Girls. And maybe you could even put like AF just for Art Foamies. Because I think
we should create a hashtag.
Yeah, Calendar Girls AF is good. Just because I do think somebody does have a Calendar Girl.
Yeah, and it may not be.
Might not be
savory.
Right, it could.
We got to be careful. Calendar girls. How about AF 2024?
Yeah, that's good too. Mm-hmm.
That should keep us safe before we all get inundated with like
That's good.
porn or
Jen Maroney, did you hear that? And would you mind typing that in too, just so everybody could see? So it's going to be hashtag calendar girls AF 2024.
Got it.
That should be safe, right?
Thank you. So a couple things I do have to say, I have to give myself a little tiny plug right here. So I have a whole set of art foamies. They were that I came out with, like, I think it was about 2 years ago, and they are called the Gus K collection, and that stands for Gustav Klimt. And so I do have quite a few, and also in the Rubber Moon, I did them in small, tiny versions in Rubber Moon. So if you go over to Rubber Moon, you can look under KP and then look under the Gus K collection. And the same with Art Foamies. I have a lot of really cool motifs and backgrounds and borders and things that will really complement these sets. Believe it, and I did not that wasn't intentional when I designed. In fact, it should be intentional, but that's not how my brain thinks. In fact, today, this morning, I was like, oh, my Guest K collection will go with this. So I pulled out a couple, but I'll stamp this one for you because a couple of these are big favorites, and I think you will enjoy them as well. And these would look really cute on the dresses too. In fact, let me pull her out. This one here, and I'll just, again, I use just my graphite and stamp that a little bit at the bottom, and you can see it will really complement that, right? And again,
oh yeah,
it's
so
not
cool.
Yeah, isn't that fun? That's going to look really nice with that. And that's another reason for leaving these bottoms just, like when you stamp the head, you can just trace the body shape or make a body shape and then do all this sort of thing in there and then cut it apart. And it's just great. Nice, right?
So cute.
Let's see, look how good they look. Oh my gosh, that just compliments. So, so fun. Over here, I'm pressing the heck out of myself now. Anyway, all right. Any other questions? Oh, Sandra, thank you so much. Anybody else? Anybody have any questions? Anything they would love to contribute? Just anything at all that you would like to say?
I will say I just got the Home is Where the Heart Is stencils back in the shop. There was a issue with getting those back to my shop on time when they had this new transition. So I have
just reminding you all.
Yeah, I have tons of those back if you don't already have it.
Wow, I love it's made me use stencils actually. I really am not, and I have a couple sort of lines or collections of stencils with a couple different companies, and I still don't hardly ever use them, but I like your stencils, Megan.
I use them for everything, obviously.
I know. Well, you're good at it. I am just a mess.
And the new ones.
Getting better.
I can't wait. They're so fun.
So you don't know when, and have you done a sneak peek yet or no?
No, because I don't have them in my hands. So they'll probably what is it now? Probably in another 2 weeks, I would say. They'll be available for sure.
I have one more thing to show before you all go, if we're still captivating you. And that is so instead of making a pocket, what I did was I cut myself a piece of the duralar, okay, in the shape of the house, and I just attached it with one little strip of the score tape. It doesn't really show. I mean, it does a tiny bit, but I think it's so minimal. it doesn't draw your eye or anything. And this is a great way, not only to, like if you just want your cover to be protected, but also maybe a little glossy, but it also serves, even though it's not a pocket, okay, it's just like a page, but it's kind of clingy. And so you can store or add your girl there without taping her in. And I mean, it will fall out, you know, but not that, you know, it kind of keeps everything together as well. And especially if you kind of tuck it over to the back. So that's kind of a fun way to keep them without, you know, having to really attach them. Or just into, you know, I like it too, to be able to keep everything together, still be able to see it until, you know, a later date when I finish, maybe make a pocket, or maybe I want to end up attaching my girls in here, but it just, again, sort of keeps everything together, but it makes a really nice cover, if you will. So that's my other contribution to the conversation.
All right, I have to sign off, but I want to say thank you to everyone.
Me too.
I can't wait to come back next month.
So oh, that looks so good, Megan. Let's do a trade. I want one of your girls in my book.
I know we should trade them every month.
Ooh, and maybe at the end, I don't know. This is, you know, I love doing swaps. So maybe at the very end, do a little swap with whoever, you know, wants to participate or something.
Yeah,
All right, my friends. We thank you so much for coming and joining us. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. We will be downloading this and getting it on our YouTubes. It might be tomorrow because I have a million other things to finish up today. So, and Megan, I'll get this over to you as soon as I can.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
No, I love you all to the moon and back, and stay makey. Mwah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.